What's up? Welcome to the Dice Tower live stream daily chat. I am the guest host tonight, and I've got my guest here. I'm Bryan Drake, and this is my wife, the brains of our operation, Karla Drake.
It's true.
It's true. So we're stoked to be here with you tonight, hanging out, doing another live chat. The last time I had Glenn Drover on, Karla's a big fan of Glenn and his works. If you hadn't seen that one, make sure to go see that. But we're here, man. We're here to answer your questions. Karla is here to answer your questions all about gaming and her love of gaming and etc. and all that sorts of things. So, yeah. Hello. What's up? How's everybody doing? So, why don't you tell us, first of all, when did you get started in gaming?
You were there.
I was there. They were not there. So tell them.
What did we do?
2014-ish. We had Ticket to Ride and stuff. And then Karla was a big Warhammer fan. No, we started playing. I started playing HeroClix, and I drug her into the world of hobby board gaming.
I didn't play HeroClix.
No, she should have though.
I should not have. We have so many in our garage.
Yeah, but yesterday I saw a WWE ring. It wasn't a flat paper mat. It was a WWE ring for HeroClix, which is amazing. So, yeah, Karla can make sure that Bryan answers truthfully. The problem is, that's what we get paid to do normally is basically deceive people on stage.
It's shady.
It's true. It's a little shady. That's what we do, though. We do illusions. We're illusionists. I need to go get a deck of cards, maybe. What's up? We game together. How are y'all? Yeah. So, anyway, long story short, we got into gaming. We started playing Ticket to Ride, and we were like, man, this game's great. I didn't know this hobby existed. And then we dove deeper when we reconnected with some friends at a movie. And
well, not like real deep, because we played like Catan and that for a long time. Catan, as you people like to say. Correct me.
Are you saying that people are not deep who play Catan?
I did not say that.
That's what I gathered from that. You play Catan? Shallow. That's it. Kabuki Kid wants to know, which edition of Warhammer were you a big fan of?
The first.
The first edition. Her game pieces are worth a lot of money.
How old is this game?
Old.
I watch people paint it sometimes at game stores.
It's true.
Looks pretty cool. But you're not doing anything.
No, I was airbrushing. My favorite thing though was one time we love the hobby, and I am super nerdy. But one time I heard one of the most it might have been the funniest, most pretentious answer I've ever heard when it came to painting miniatures. Karla asked somebody how long it took him to paint a tank, and he goes, I don't really discuss that sort of thing. You know, it's kind of my trade. I was like, what? What do you mean you don't discuss how long it took you to paint something? So here's a good question. Karla is an avid reader, also a great writer. Karla, do you have any favorite books / authors?
Yes.
Great answer. Elaborate on those.
I love Harry Potter. All things Harry Potter. Right now I'm watching Half-Blood Prince again, and I just got real mad again because the burrow does not get burned down in the book. But for some reason, they decided to take liberties and burn down the burrow in Half-Blood Prince in the movie.
Spoiler. They burned down the burrow.
It's not a spoiler. The movie's forever old.
Forever old. Forever. Sorry. I apologize for that. But, yeah, they burned down that, and it was dumb, and it was not necessary to do that. So, actually, I think we did. I see people are still talking about Settlers. Well, yeah, honestly, that's what we call it, too, is Settlers. We don't call it Catan or Catan because most people go.
I definitely call it Catan, and everybody legit
Actually, it's Catan. It's Satan, actually, because it was a Settlers game based on the devil himself, Satan.
That's stupid.
That's what I'm here for, folks. I'm here to set up the lame game. So, what's up, Gaming Unplugged? Good to see you. So, I am. Where was I in our story? So we've started playing Catan, Settlers, Cones of Dunshire.
We played a lot of Ticket to Ride.
We played a ton. In fact, we played that recently with our nephew. We dragged it out, played it.
He liked it.
We're big train games fans, so I think we started playing more of the kind of like the Days of Wonder games. You know, I think we played Small World on an app first. So it was basically Ticket to Ride, Catan, and then it was straight into like Small World. And that was Karla's first experience with area control, which Karla is not a fan of area control of.
That doesn't mean I'm not great at it. I just don't like it.
What is your favorite genre of gaming?
Elaborate.
What is your favorite mechanic style of gaming? Maybe area control or worker placement. Or
Yes, that's the one.
That, folks, is what we call a setup right there.
Wait.
Just
tell me what answer you want me to say next time.
what's your favorite worker placement game?
All of them.
No, because I'll bring up some and you'll be like, I hate that game.
I love like Caverna and Agricola.
I like that you said Caverna first because clearly Caverna
That's
is
what
a
we
better
played
game.
like 3 days ago.
Caverna's a better game. That's
That's the only one he can win.
it's true. And the Colonists, which that's not technically
I
worker
didn't say
placement.
that.
True. But I do win that one a lot.
Oh, we like Whistle Stop. I see somebody said something that.
Yeah. He's a Whistles gaming place. He's got Whistle Stop on a shelf of shame. You should be ashamed of yourself, to be honest with you. Just kidding. We can't say that.
No,
right?
he doesn't like it as much as I do because he can't win.
It's not a fault of the game. It's a fault
And
of
it doesn't matter if he plays with
brain.
me or somebody else. He just can't.
Oh, Nick, I feel like that's a very controversial question. I'm going to have to bring this up on the chat here. Nick says, do you pronounce Catan like you pronounce pecan? And yes, I do, because it's not Settlers of Catan like some people like to say.
Pecan.
It drives me crazy. I'd like to know how many of the people in the chat here say pecan instead of pecan, or as I like to say, how many people have a soul versus those who are soulless.
I do not say it like that.
A pecan. I do, yeah, we're just, basically, we're from Mobile, Alabama down here. We say they're like pecan, want some pecan pie and stuff.
I mean, we can go right down the road and pick them up if y'all want.
Right down the road right there. And that's how we roll. So, Lawrence of Arabia. So, yeah, that's what we plan for. Whistle Stop is a good game, though, because it's trainy, but it's got the cubes and delivery and things like that, but it's more so about moving across. I always say it looks like an app version of a board game in a good way. Like, it looks like that, sort of.
And you're never going to rage quit a train game. They're genuinely
That's
nice.
true. Yeah.
I mean, we've had one friend get real mad one time.
I've shared that story before about James leaving Twilight Imperium mid-game.
No, I was talking about the train game time. A different friend.
It's true. Sorry.
But he didn't actually quit.
And then he came back and won. So, go figure. Looking at you, BJ. So, anyway, Karla, let's see. Oh, yeah, you go. Karla likes to feed or choose not to feed her people. That's true, because that is the hardest part about any kind of worker placement game in which feeding is involved, which is why Caverna is a better game.
You just have to be more strategic to feed your people.
Nick, thank you. I like that. Pecan. See, I just can't. Okay, what's your favorite? I know Karla's current favorite two-player game. No, I don't. She hates the game right now, currently, because...
What? Oh, no. He wants me to say Lost Cities, and it's not my favorite. I can't win.
I win.
He does win that one.
I win a lot at Lost Cities, actually.
I won, like, one match, and he was real mad.
Be honest, though, we never played Lost Cities before. We actually just took it off the shelf. Like, we bought it a while back, and we just started playing it a couple weeks ago, and it's really good. Like, and we're deeper, like deeper strategy style gamers typically, but this is a very simple: play a card, pick up a card.
But we like to play higher player count games at 2 players.
In fact, if you're interested in that topic more, you can check out last week's Board Game Breakfast, in which we guest hosted, or I guest hosted, and she joined me on that.
I did do that.
Let's see, but. Yeah, that's right. Some people leave Twilight Imperium because they fall asleep as opposed to leaving. Yeah, no, I think that's what happened. James, I'll tell the story again. I love telling the story, but James, our friend, he rage quit Twilight Imperium about 6 hours in. It's pretty late at night. But the best part was he had a little piece that he was, a little strategy on the game.
I was already in bed when this incident happened, and I overheard this incident happen.
Amazing. So
It's the middle of the night.
4 or 5 cars in the parking lot in the driveway, of our house, and he's got one territory on the board, and everybody was going to move into that. He just didn't know it. But the person who he'd been feuding with the entire game was that friend that likes to, gin him up all the time. Well, he moved into his territory and started fighting. James was like, flipped, he just flipped out, ran out, stormed out.
Slammed my front door in the middle of the night. We have 2 little girls. That's rude.
So we heard him stomp out the sidewalk. And then all of a sudden we hear him stomping, coming back. He rips open the door and he goes, "Hey, Jace." And that's the guy who he was just furious at. He goes, "Go move your car." It was the best. It was the most pitiful thing I've ever seen. That he had to apologize basically for that immediately. Oh, great question. Roll Tide or...
I don't know that there's another choice. My first words were Roll Tide, and I'm not even kidding.
It's true. This is very true. We teach our girls that.
I mean, we don't watch like a lot of sports, but
we're big college football fans, though. That's how we roll. Tide.
We don't talk about the other school. We weren't allowed to in my house.
Yeah.
If they give my kid a scholarship one day, they can
true.
go there. I'll say it then.
I will paper a tree if they give her a scholarship. I don't care what it is. Favorite games you've played while being home in quarantine here. So let's see.
I don't think that's quite how it said that.
Yeah. Why y'all been home in quarantine? What's your favorite games y'all been playing? What is your favorite game we've played?
I like dice games, like dice placement games. We played Grand Austria Hotel.
It's a great game. It's a very good game. What about the one we've been playing the last couple of days that involves...
Are we talking about Lost Cities?
No, harvesting and dice.
Oh, we did. We've been playing that lately, Harvest Dice. It's really fast.
Yeah, it was one of those games that just kind of showed up, and I was like, man, I want this game. I want to play it, and it hit the table, and we've played it a ton since then. I'm excited for the Blood Money expansion to Western Legends. Like, I told Tom I was going to do a top 100 last year, and I never got around to it, and, not even like the motivational speaker round to it thing. But I'll just go and say it now. My number one game as of now and as for the last couple of years is Western Legends. It's so much fun. I love it. So, yeah, I'm excited about it.
It's not fun two-player.
It's not fun two-player.
So it's not the best quarantine game. So he hasn't really played it lately.
No, I know. That's the problem with it. Here's a good question. Serious question. In the Illusionist industry, are husband and wife teams common? Yeah.
Maybe.
It depends on the type of act, really. Like, there are a couple. There's a mentalist act, the Evansons. They've been around forever.
Well, most one-man shows take a lot more people than one man to make it work.
Hashtag truth.
Spoiler alert: magic's not real.
Yeah, I mean that's one of our favorite things in our show is to make it. I stand on stage and talk better than I'm doing currently. I stand on stage and talk and run my mouth and the fun. True. Here's a little history lesson. Now, if you come to our show now, you're going to know this. But in the old days, it was commonly thought you'd bring a lady on stage, she would misdirect while the magician did something. Ha ha ha. Here's what's funny. I misdirect by running my mouth and making little quips and jokes with the kids, while Karla just pulls the strings and the magic show basically happens. So
I'm basically the puppet master.
Yeah, but there are some husband-wife couples. I think of Mark, Kaylin, and Ginger. They're more illusionists, and the Evansons are more mentalism, which is more what we do as well. But yeah, there's probably a lot of that. That's true. This is true. Yeah, I lose a lot actually. So that is very true.
What is it?
They said that they were illusionists, right? Sounds like Karla gives the illusion that he may win a game, and then reveals the illusion, leaving him dumbfounded. That happens almost all the time.
He always thinks he's going to win. Always.
I have a smug look that just creeps on my face, and I can't help it. And
this is true.
Just kind of like, it's not like that, but it's kind of.
It's so fun to win when that happens.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. 2-player games are good for your marriage. Let me just tell you that. It's good therapy for your marriage. It's how you work through some things. Oh, that's funny. You both thought you'd hate, ended up liking. Oh, that's a good question. Let me think about that for a second. I know Tom jokes about sending you the bad games, which he does sometimes. Oh, I'll shout out a game on here, and hopefully they'll see it. It's a real neat. It's a neat game that it's called Zoom in Madrid. And so instead of going around the city of Madrid and like collecting things, you're taking photos, and you get a little dial that you zoom in, and when you zoom, you can collect the thing 2 spaces away. It does some really cool things with the theme of photography while picking up and delivering. I thought that was a really neat one. That it was just in the box, and I thought,
Hey, who won?
No, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. I lost very much.
Target.
Karla has the same earrings in black. Target for the win. That's what I'm.
It's my favorite store.
Kabuki Kid. All that's important is that you just need to know that Alabama is the greatest team in college football history, and that nobody else really cares. Nobody else compares. That's right.
That's fact.
That's fact. Let's see. Elephant reference. The elephant reference doesn't help. That's right. It's still real to me. Hey, is that a wrestling reference? It's still real to me. Where the dude's talking to Jim Cornette. Isn't that what that is? That's That's got to be it's still real to me. That's it. Do I know Craig Carges? Yeah. Oh, funny that you say that. When we got started, Craig came to University of South Alabama while we were still students there, and it was very good. He did the floating table, which we do a floating table, all right, but he was.
Oh wait,
okay,
I know who you're talking about. This is a long time ago.
He did a different kind of floating table. Yeah, this is 15, 17 years ago. So our floating table is it's pretty popular. You've seen it possibly. I think I've shown clips on here. But this was a cool one. This is more like what's the old man that I want to get his signature. I've got the book about his life.
In England.
David Berglass, yeah. You have your hands on top of the table, and the table starts floating. It's very cool, very cool. And Craig did that at South, and it was a good show.
They don't know what South is.
Oh yeah, South. That's what we call South Alabama. That's the school we went to at the time.
Well,
You shrunk my meatball. It's like I just
accidentally touched the computer.
I got an Ant-Man style meatball now. That's it.
Magic is not real. Yes, I'm sorry.
Sorry. But wrestling is, by the way.
That's not true. Wrestling's not real either.
Yeah. Click here, the Coeur d'Alene thing.
I don't know what you're looking at.
Coeur d'Alene. It's not spelled like it sounds. But we want to get up to Coeur d'Alene, too, because the last time we were in the city of Coeur d'Alene, we were driving through. We flew into Tacoma, Spokane, one of those two. Washington City.
West Washington.
And we drove across, but it's not snowing when we left. But when we got in the middle of the night up in the mountains, passing right out, hit down towards Coeur d'Alene, it started snowing like crazy.
And we live in South Alabama on the Gulf Coast. We get hurricanes. We don't get snow.
I don't know if you know a lot about Alabama.
You already did that.
Oh, yeah, but I got to do it again, right? The people who relate. Yeah, but it started snowing like that hyperspace kind of snow where it was just...
Kind of like Space Mountain has stars. Mm-hmm. It was snow, like on your windshield.
And I'm not kidding. I felt at 20 miles an hour like I was going 80 miles an hour. It was creepy. It was so scary. Oh, yeah. Question. Favorite magic-themed film?
I know what you're going to say.
There's more than you think, and...
You're absolutely going to say The Prestige.
That's right. It is the best. However...
If you like Broadway shows, you should watch Doug Henning's The Magic Show. You'll probably have to buy the DVD on eBay or something, but it's so good. And the lead assistant is Frenchie from Grease. And
the music was done by, I can never remember his name. It's the guy who did Wicked. So it's good.
I mean, it's old. It's like the 70s, right?
It's cheesy, but his magic, Doug Henning, I mean, he had like the late stage, the Beatles, he looked kind of like George Harrison with the long hair and the mustache. It was that kind of era. And he's in his jumpsuit and bell bottoms, but some of the best like stage magic you'll ever see. It's fantastic.
And we don't do that kind of magic. Like we used to do one where I would like get in boxes, but he almost cut my finger off, and we don't do that anymore because I had children.
The danger's not where you think it is. But as far as other magic-themed films, the Illusionist was really good because it used CG to do a lot of real magic tricks. And the reason I bring that up is because it would bring in the idea of what it would have looked like to an audience of the day. So when they did Pepper's Ghost, which you see the Disney stuff behind us, we're huge Disney nerds, Disney fans. Pepper's Ghost is used in
the Haunted Mansion. So Disney tickets are a tax write-off.
That's right. If you're in the IRS, do not listen to this. Kabuki kisses. I was in Madrid and took 0 photos the entire time. Well, you would have lost. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't win that way.
Oh, this is a great question. Yeah. How did we meet?
How did we meet? We've known each other basically forever, since early high school.
We did.
I've seen the whole nerdy process from him growing from young adolescent to a very handsome man.
That's what I've heard.
But he's still nerdy, and I love him.
It's the truth.
But we met in high school, and he asked me out in the rudest way possible. He yelled across the courtyard at me that it was my last chance to go out with him. I told him no.
I'd like to point out one important thing. It worked. So I'm just saying. It's all you got to do. But answer this one here. That's a good one too. How long did it take you to break out the magic after you two first met? Well, fun thing about that.
How much time did it take Bryan to break out the magic after you two? Oh, he didn't do magic at first. He went through lots of phases.
Tell about my favorite.
I've known him since he was 14. He wanted to be a wrestler, a professional wrestler.
Let's put a pin right there for a second. Talk about this.
He wanted to be a professional skateboarder, and if you've never seen him in person, he's like
6'5".
very tall. He's 6'5", and he's not built like a skateboarder.
Not coordinated.
He's not coordinated.
So that was out. However, I got to go to wrestling school, and I don't mean real wrestling as in like, let's win a gold medal. I mean, I got to go to chair shots to the head wrestling school.
It's not really a wrestling school when it's down a dirt road in backwoods Alabama, and there's really no legal stuff involved.
I'll never get this as long as I live. I was just talking about this literally 3 days ago with the guy who went with me. Dude comes out. This is Bayou Wrestling, man. If you look up Alabama wrestling, boy, we don't play around.
He is from Bayou La Battery, Alabama.
Pronounced.
Look that up on the map.
Ball Battery. But in Ball Battery, they'd come down and wrestle, and the dude gets out of the ring, and me and my friends wanted to go meet him and talk to him and learn how to do this wonderful craft. And I asked him, I said, man, how can we learn this? And he's in kayfabe for like 2 seconds. He goes, man, I know it was a hard-fought victory. And we were like, no, how can we learn? He goes, you guys come to this warehouse next week, we'll teach you. So we get out there, and he's like, be about $50 a month, we can teach you guys. But I did get in the ring, run against the ropes and everything like that. But
his mom didn't let him go back.
Yeah, worst decision she ever could
She made him go to college.
I was going to be the perplex. I was the collegiate, and my move was a perplex, a fisherman suplex. It was great. I can't believe that my life has changed because of that.
So anyway, that's how we got into magic.
That did not answer how that we jumped into that at all. It was yet another passing hobby, and then I was a youth pastor at the time, so I'd force them to watch tricks, and then.
This is like pre-YouTube being where you learned everything, so you had to go to these top secret magic websites to order actual DVDs to learn how to do stuff. So he spent a lot of time in college doing close-up card tricks for everybody in the quads area.
Yeah, it was fun, and I hated the idea of stage tricks.
He wasn't real good at his classes because he spent a lot of time outside of them doing this instead of inside of them doing what he should have been doing.
Still have failed credit for accounting because of that, which is why I don't do the books to this day.
Oh my goodness.
That's not even a lie. That's legit. Let's see. Best family game to play with the kids. That's a good question because we have 2 little girls.
We have one who's turning 2 next week, so she's not really into them yet.
Hide and seek.
We played hide and seek a little while ago.
She's crazy.
The 6-year-old likes Tiny Park.
She loves Tiny Park, and I'll be honest, that's a great polyomino game, even if you're not a kid. Like it's a dice drafting dice rolling polyomino placement game. It's by Hobby Games. Very good.
We played the squirrel one with her.
Sneaky Snacky Squirrel was always a great game when she was a kid. I think
teaches them motor skills.
I think she did the review with me on there. I think she's on the review with me. And then also, what's the she loves the Disney All the Brains and the Disney Geek Outs and things like that. Change what I was say, but you can't. It's not true.
Wait, I think he was your boss or your coach's boss too, though.
Oh, well, that's what we do. We send them out. It's all about the process, Gator Dave. Let's see. Stuck in Madrid for 3 hours, not being able to speak Spanish, trying to get. Yep. Oh, man, look at all these rock references. Mr. Sacco. Oh, there's a 90s. Again, HeroClix, there's a 90s rock and sock connection HeroClix set that I saw yesterday. It's Bret Hart, Rock, Stone Cold, Mankind, and one other classic kind of Attitude Era. Yes, actually, Jeremy, we are. We've done some virtual shows already through Zoom, and that's a fun thing. I talked about this on the first board game breakfast I hosted about creative catalyst of change, like trying to take the craziness and use it in a positive way. And so we have developed a digital show that if you shoot me an email at brian@briandrakeshow.com, we can touch base on that because that'd be fun.
Which is funny though, because was it Penn State? We just got like a in-person booking for the fall last week, so I thought they'd be digital. Yeah,
I guess they're just kind of planning and hoping ahead. So, hey, you're gonna be in South Alabama the next few months. Well, come on down, get some good food, man. I ain't playing around, dude.
You just did that again.
I did, but you know what? It's in my blood. Hey, you saw Doug hitting. All right, Kabuki Kid. I may have asked you this before because I didn't ask you this. You saw Doug hitting live on Broadway when I was a kid. Was it the Magic Show? Or I'm sorry, was it Merlin? Because if it's Merlin, one of the greatest stage illusions of all time is in the Merlin. In fact, go look this up. Don't leave our chat. I mean, that would be horrible. Look, when you get done, go look up Doug Henning Merlin, and there's a piece at the very end of the trailer where a person disappears on stage, and so does her cloak and everything. It's called the Mascot Moth. It's a 180-year-old trick. It's one of the most gorgeous things of all time, and you'll see it. But I didn't know if you saw that. If you saw it, great.
Gonna be near Gulf Shores in a few months. Yes, we are right down the road from Gulf Shores. We are in Mobile.
Yeah, we're in Mobile, so give us a buzz.
Right across the bay. That's where we go to the beach.
Yes, Doug Henning did wear a full body spandex suit, which is.
He did.
Yeah. I did not.
I've seen Siegfried and Roy, and truly, yes, Doug Henning is the master. And Siegfried and Roy were wonderful too, but I would give it to Doug Henning as well.
Oh, yeah. Just fun. Just that fun, kid-like fun. About the dating story, that's awesome how he asked you out. Well, I'm quiet and reserved anyway, so.
Not at all.
When I yelled across the quad, it was just so out of the ordinary. So, Portland Wrestling. I was about to say, that's where some big names came from, Portland Wrestling. Let's see. We got a lot of great questions here. We're going to throw through up here to Ultimate Warrior. Sometimes card rope coin tricks myself. Still have a box. Yeah. So card tricks is how we got started. Now, Karla doesn't do sleight of hand like that. The stuff she does backstage, it's hard to express. Like
I can't really say what I do.
The level is not the right word I'm looking for, but the type of routines we do involves a lot more moving parts and things, and using the audience and everything like that. So it's fun. But I love card tricks. I love doing sleight of hand and everything like that. Yeah, no, Dice Odyssey. His ring work was garbage, man. It's like
who are you talking about?
Right here. The Ultimate Warrior is great, but primarily for the excitement, not as Bruce Pritchard says, and then the bell rang. That's the worst part. What were your favorite games when you were little? Yeah, what did you play? You always played games with your parents and stuff. I did too.
The art one, Masterpiece.
Yeah.
It was so fun. You had to have 3 people though, and only my mom would play with me, so I had to wait until somebody came over. But it's fun, and it's really expensive on eBay for some reason. I don't have it anymore.
I don't guess. I think it was a Hasbro, not an Avalon Hill, so I don't think. Maybe I could be wrong about that. But my dad and my brother and I played Risk a ton as a kid. We played a lot of card games like Rummy and Rook and things like that, but also Monopoly, Trivial Pursuit, all that sort of stuff. I may have to go get the charger. I forgot one thing. What kind of music do you listen to? Karla is a big. No, I'm just gonna make up something. Go ahead. What kind of music do you listen
to? We don't. I'm just kidding.
We don't believe in music. No, we're big fans of. Our favorite band is Need to Breathe. It's just amazing show.
Yes, we've been to their show like 5 times.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're talking about
like we work with a lot of people in our own market, so it's nice to be a audience member at a normal show versus being
a normal
backstage,
spectator,
a spectator. So it's kind of cool.
But their production value is great. And I love learning that kind of stuff, lighting and stage stuff like that.
What else we got?
Fun stuff.
I was trying to make your dice guy bigger. But
yeah, no, he's gone. He just totally died. I just got a dice trick since hey, was it the one that I got the email from either Penguin or Vanishing Ink where you and the dice change? Because that's really cool looking, if that's the one I'm thinking it is. Let's see. Put that one.
Have we played Forgotten Waters?
No, I really want to get into that. Because isn't that the Crossroad Pirates game? That's the one that's like, I always say, what's it called? Dead of Winter. But, Pirates. I'm sorry, my brain is just frozen right now.
I can't help you. I don't know where it's going.
You're supposed to read my mind. Music is fake. Yeah, but I haven't played it yet. Tell me how it is. I really want to try it. How experienced are you with big tricks? Now, this is actually more Karla's thing because she had to do all the quote-unquote, pejoratively, box jumping.
I don't understand why the male illusionist
Talk for just a second.
always gets the credit for this, by the way, because they literally do nothing in the big box illusions. They just stand there. It's the women who deserve all the credit. Like, are you having to be a contortionist? No. So why would you get any credit for that? He is going to get a deck of cards, clearly. And our house isn't that big, but he's apparently just going to stay away. So my first time I got in a box, wasn't a fan. But we practiced it, and we did one for years, and it was called Houdini's Metamorphosis. And we got really fast at it. And we did it on a tour, and it was really cool. But other than that, we haven't done a whole lot of them. Are you coming to do a trick?
Yeah, so I got to charge this computer. Keep talking. You're doing great.
Need to Breathe is amazing. I agree with you.
Hey.
Brian's probably going to tell you about the time he saw Ric Flair on the airplane.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the Yokozuna thing, but he's...
Let me just tell you. That was a terrible Ric Flair impression, but... Yeah, need to be Ric Flair rolling Yokozuna out during a Royal Rumble. That would have been like 93, right? Because that's the only time Rick was... It's got to be 93 or so. Yeah, I knew there was that Penguin Dice Change. That thing looked killer. There was something I wanted to answer here. Where'd it go? Really like Multiplying Brother. Those are great, especially when they do Multiply Live. It's got all the lights, and he wears like a CD-laden suit. I think it's CDs as mirrors.
I miss flea markets right now.
Yeah. The best comic book shop we had was at our flea market. They had pull lists and everything.
And now we don't even have a comic book shop, do we?
Yeah, no. Just one, I think maybe, but I got to get my hands on Green Lantern number 80. Or 8 it's number 1000, 80th anniversary, whatever it is. Ooh.
Out of all the games you've both played, what game was both the lowest rated on BGG and turned out to be a really fun game?
Well, that's interesting. I'd have to go look at the shelf now and think, what are commonly bad games that we've enjoyed, actually? Oh, that's a good question.
I'm not sure. I don't like bad games.
It's true.
This is true.
I'll put a pin in that and think about that. That's actually a good question because I'm curious. I'm curious about that. What is a bad game?
I mean, we have played, started playing bad games before and then we quit them.
Yeah, I'm done with this. We do have a ton on the shelf, though, to be reviewed.
But honestly, if you've ever watched his reviews, he likes everything. I mean, movie-wise, he likes every movie he's ever seen. Game-wise, he likes every game he's ever played.
I'm a little bit easy to please. Let me just, point that out. As we talked about Man of Steel, and they're amazing movies and all that sort of stuff. I did know that, yes, and I have checked it out, and I love it. The Dice Table podcast is a lot of fun. You haven't played? Hold on, time out. You haven't played? He's kind of talking me into playing Twilight. Oh yeah, enjoy it. Read up on the rules a little bit ahead of time, and just don't believe Sam when he's. I'm just kidding. It's so great though. You're gonna love it. What is the prize comic of your comic? So I don't have an old comic collection because I read more for stories as a kid. So I don't like all my 90s X-Men stuff is gone. And when I say 90s X-Men, I wish I had X-Men, but nobody has that anymore. But I have some. I think
Dark Knight.
I do have a full original Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Returns. Wow, that was dumb. Dark Knight Returns, and then I have a couple of the New 52 that shot up in price, but nothing really super price worthy. I wish I did.
What is the quintessential Mobile meal? Southern seafood. That is the perfect description of it.
That's right. Yeah.
If you drive down our causeway, it is one seafood restaurant after another. I will not eat seafood if you're not on the coast.
Full disclosure,
we're spoiled.
We travel a lot, and people are like, hey, let's get a meal, and then we're in the middle of Arkansas. Arkansas's got great catfish, but they're like, hey, we got to get some shrimp. I'm like, from where? Where'd you get that from? So we're spoiled in that. But yeah, we love gumbo. We love fried shrimp. And I know fried shrimp sounds like it could be bland and fried and unhealthy. It is unhealthy, but
it's very unhealthy.
There's an art
low in calorie, but very good.
Steaming or to seasoning your batter and everything like that. So, yeah, I love some Green Lantern. I've had 40 years of Wonder Woman. Oh no.
Oh no.
That's well. It's funny. It's not funny. You say it's terrible. Actually, the guy who ran the flea market in Mobile, he had. I mean, I held it in my hand. It wasn't Action Comics #1, but it was Superman #1 that came out like 1942. Held it in my hand, and I think $20,000-$30,000 worth of his collection was stolen from him. It was a big news story and everything locally, so that was really sad.
It was really sad because he was a very nice older man.
Yeah, you do need to use credit. That's right. You do. It's worth it. Cheese grits. Amen.
No, thank you.
Now, look, we have a debate in our family because Karla's daddy grew up in Memphis. Still very southern, right? But they do sweet grits, right? So they put sugar in their grits and everything like that. I do cheese grits, jalapenos.
And he thinks I'm crazy.
Shrimp and grits.
He loves shrimp and grits, sausage and grits.
Who was that to say? I was about to say, who was that to say they were coming to Gulf Shores? What you got to do is go to the grocery store in Gulf Shores, and if they have it, they should have it, get you some Conecuh sausage, Conecuh sausage. You can do some Conecuh and grits, you're going to have a good day. I mean, you might not have a good day, but you're going to have a delicious day. You know what I'm saying? Dark Horse as a Teen, those were some good books. Oh, yeah!
Have you eaten at Lambert's near Gulf Shores? Yes, we have. For some reason, it is staying really busy right now, even because nobody's staying home over there anymore. But
What am I doing? I'm throwing rolls. That's what
I
they're known
haven't been there
for.
in like a year.
We've actually eaten at all the Lamberts because I don't know how the story worked out, but they were from Missouri and then they moved down to Gulf Shores, and so I think there's 4.
It's where they vacation, so that's where they built.
They throw rolls at you, at you, whatever.
And they bring around lots of fixins.
Yeah, like and they're southern fixins: fried okra. Stewed tomatoes and
fried potatoes.
So good.
It is good.
We try to eat
it's
healthy,
really touristy, but it's really good.
It is. That's the thing. It's actually a good touristy restaurant. But if you're down here, check out Felix's on the Causeway. It's phenomenal. What other hobbies do you enjoy other than games? That's a good question. What?
Magic.
Well, yeah, magic. Cause
we go to magic conventions.
Right. We do love movies, too. I play some video games and things like that.
Do you remember when we used to get to go to movies?
Yeah, that was fun. I enjoy that. We're coming back.
2020.
Let's see. What? Yeah, shrimp it from the freezer. That's right.
Oh, no. Sad day.
Hey, that's what you got to do.
No, you need to come down here.
Come on. Let's go get it from shrimp. TI4 is a full game day, that's for sure. Shrimp and grits are so good. Catfishing. Now, catfishing grits is good. We had fishing grits growing up as like, that was like our bacon sometimes because we'd catch these little white trout and they're small. You'd fry them up crispy and it was like bacon. His
dad builds these wooden boats and his parents live like a half mile from the water. Remember, Bayou La Batterie.
Bayou La Batterie.
Anyway, it's a shrimping village, and they would go off just a couple miles, right?
Just right out there.
Right out there. You don't even go far off the land.
You're basically in sight, but it's cool. He still builds these wood boats. He's the only one in the area.
Hand.
Yeah, by hand, and so it's really cool. Like I asked him the other day if he sees any that he remembered building when he was younger, and it's his hobby now. But he said he put a floor on one recently that was 30-something years old. So it's pretty cool that they last that long and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. What you got? Do you like horror movies?
We used to.
We used to.
It's a lot harder to watch them now that we have little children running around.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. Like, why is that creepy girl crawling out of the TV right now? Well, Harper, that's because...
We've seen a couple directors lecture, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Tom Savini came and did a lecture at the same room that Craig Garges performed in, actually.
Yeah.
That was fun. Cool. Name a favorite band artist, definitely Need to Breathe. What's coming up on our sheet? What's been your favorite band?
No, I like this one.
Okay.
Crazier time at magic conventions or gaming conventions? I feel like there's a Venn diagram where some things could overlap in these.
Well, we'll play a game. It's called Guess Which Convention. We were standing in the buffet line at the Rio in Vegas, and
everybody else around us in line was dressed in their Star Trek clothes.
So which conference was it? Who's to
dun,
say?
Dun, dun.
If you guessed Magic Conference, you'd be correct. That's right.
They were for our conference. There was apparently a Star Trek convention going on.
And they were legit Trekkies.
Like they looked really good. They looked like they could be in the movies.
But Magic conventions are funny. Like Dice Tower East and stuff like that. They're
I think in the truth of it, gamers are nicer.
It's true.
It's true.
Think about it.
Magicians are all competing with one another.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost not a snootiness is not the right word, but there's like I'm going to step on your throat to get ahead of you if I can.
I'm going to be super nice to you right now, but if we're going for the same job,
I'm going to cut your throat. But you don't have that. We don't cut each other's throats.
We're not in their market.
No, yeah, so it works out. Oh my gosh.
Which one? What are you talking about?
No, the one with the hail. Coming up on our anniversary, what's been your favorite memory celebrating your anniversary? So, what did we do last year? Well, here's what's weird. A lot of times we're booked right around the time of our anniversary.
We do a lot of summer camps, so we're usually gone all summer, so it's very unusual for us to be home on our anniversary since we were married in July.
Yeah, that's true. And that's like some of our busiest times. But we do love...
Yeah, it's for our 10-year. We got to go to Disney and just us, and that was pretty cool.
That was nice. And yeah, we love some Disney and stuff like that. So that's probably one of our favorite memories. And then we're actually trying to plan and figure out what we're going to do this year.
We were in Missouri last year.
Where?
Kansas City.
Yeah, that I do. That's
We
right.
ate Indian food. It was really good.
It was very good. I just was laughing at the phonetic pronunciation of Bala Battery. Yeah, that's pretty
That's
much
about
it.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen Forrest Gump, but it's the little town that Bubba Gump was from.
Yeah, it's Bayou La Batterie. It's French. It means,
It's French, but that's not how they say
yeah,
it.
look, Forrest Gump right there.
There you go.
There you go. Not even playing around. Wooden boats. Yeah. That's right. We don't play around. Let's see. I like tempura breaded shrimp. Now, we do too. That's actually what we have been eating recently is a little bit of gluten-free. Now, look, I know we're illusionists, we're artists and all this stuff. All of our contacts
But we don't actually live in Nashville.
That's what I was going to say. All of our team
It's
and
going to
contacts
sound
are
real
in Nashville.
Nashville-y.
And everybody is kind of G-free. They're not gluten-free, they're G-free. And so but with Karla's having her thyroid cut out the last couple months, we're trying to work on all that sort of stuff, trying to dial in all the numbers and things. And so we've been doing gluten-free stuff. Me more is just because of why the heck not? It's not that hard. And we've been doing a lot of. I found a great recipe for some gluten-free fried shrimp that are.
He does most of the cooking. It
I
makes
love
me really
cooking.
happy.
I love cooking though. It's
He
one of my
does,
favorite
and
things.
He's good at it.
How many kids? He has 2 baby girls.
How many kids do we have? Do you not know?
No, we have 2. We have 2. We have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old.
She's almost 2. Next Monday, she'll be 2.
Sorry, she's 1. Does that sound more accurate based on how she acts? Is she's 1 or she's 2? Just saying, you know. Let's see. Do you have a favorite pinball table? Oh yeah, what's the Indiana Jones one? I feel like there was an Indiana Jones one that was amazing. What's the most challenging illusion you pull off in our shows? Would you believe it's not the big props and things like that? It's
Oh my goodness, it's definitely a mentalism trick, and it takes 20 minutes probably from start to finish.
it's a lot
It's
of
something I set up at the beginning of the show before he even starts talking. The audience is involved, and then like we weave little threads throughout the show, and then at the end of the show, it all comes together in this big denouement, and it's great.
It's fun, but it takes a lot of work, and so it's easier on me because again, all I'm doing is talking. And honestly, that's true on that one.
So I have to have a backstage where I can hear what he's saying. It's really important.
Just why sound guys are our favorite people on the planet.
That's not true. No. Why are you telling them things like that?
That's funny. Let's see. Regarding horror movies, my dad took me to see Alien in the movie theaters when I was 5. I still have issues. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yes, that's why I had to turn off Half-Blood Prince today, because my 2-year-old got up, and that's right when the burrow was burning, and it was just a little freaky. So, and that's not even a horror movie.
No, Dice Odyssey. We live in Alabama, but our team is all based in Franklin and what's that area right by? They're in Franklin. Yeah, they're in Franklin. This is where the team is. So.
But we live in Mobile, Alabama.
Used to in the old days, we would have had to have moved up there, but man, with just
I love the internet.
yeah, connectivity just works out a little easier for us. And because we're not doing record deals, we're having to meet less face to face with producers and things like that, so it works a little easier. That ours is more direct marketing, ish.
How do I like my mud bugs? I don't. He does.
It's a shame too, because they're amazing.
We will go to a crawfish boil when somebody's having one, but
Yep, all of it too.
it's so messy.
Break them, eat them, and then
But
get the
they
juice
look
out.
at you.
You gotta do it.
Like that one time. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
It's delicious.
I just remember this is live. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna say
I love them, so they're fun. So, what's that?
that. No, I have not.
No. Yeah, tell us about something they don't know about me.
Tell us something about Bryan we don't know. I thought the skateboarding thing was pretty
Never could ollie.
secretive. No. Did you not get behind a car one time on a skateboard?
Yeah, okay. You know how they say video games cause people to do stuff? Well, definitely true when it comes to holding onto the back of a truck and standing on a skateboard. That technically I learned that from Back to the Future. Let's be real. It was safe when we did it.
That's not
Kids,
true.
Adults, grandparents, do not try this at home.
But the thing is, you were old enough to know better.
Yeah, I was probably married at the time.
No, you
almost.
weren't.
Okay. I was a high schooler, so I wasn't quite married. But
No, and then one time in high school, he had just watched Days of Thunder, and he just got his license. And so he thought it would be a good idea to try the little...
I drove a truck, so...
He had his dad's old truck, and he thought it would be a good idea to whip it around a curve like they do in Days of Thunder. And ended up in a ditch.
Look, you start from the outside, you go on to the inside, and drift back out of the outside. The problem was I dropped something, reached down to pick it up, and my wheel... Yeah, it was scary.
Any plans to buy a PS5? Oh, I'm sure there are.
Yeah. I don't... See, I'm curious about that whole, like, digital-only versus disc version. Does that mean... I don't know. Like, of course, after seeing, like, Spider-Man and stuff, the preview for that, absolutely. And I've always been a PlayStation guy. I've always been a Nintendo guy first, then PlayStation guy. Yeah, what was the first R-rated movie you saw in theaters?
I was a very sheltered child, so I probably didn't.
Yours is probably The Passion of the Christ. Is the first
That's
one.
probably true.
That's probably true. Oh, man. What? Gosh, now that I'm trying to think. I remember the first one I probably watched at home was again, I was pretty sheltered too. It was probably like The Matrix or Saving Private Ryan or something like that. You know, it was like, my parents were like, you can watch this one because it's about history.
I probably didn't see R-rated movies until I was grown.
Yeah, but that's funny. That's a good question. Nick, if you're wondering, mud bugs are, I don't know if you're asking, but they're crawfish. You may not be asking that though. Now I don't want to call you out. Now you're going to think that I was telling you. I just Brian explained to you what they are.
He does that.
Let's see. What else we got? His hair. No, it is not. It's real hair.
Whose hair?
I don't know.
Your hair? Because it is.
Who's your favorite all-time Alabama football player? Now that's tricky because...
Well, right now it's Tua.
Yeah, that's true. Look, I know you can say he was a Sooner, then he left, but I'm always a big Jalen Hurts fan too. The dude was classy and good at what he did. Yeah, could have done a little better on his passing game the year we had him, but man, the dude was solid. Well, Skate or Die, yeah, of course I did. Skate or Die was a very accurate game, and still I play that on the little classic, and I can't get it to work at all.
No, we have not performed at the castle. We live too far away.
Yeah, I want
to for it to be convenient.
Yeah, I want to try auditioning sometime and get out there, but it's never one of those things where we're like, oh, we gotta do this.
We've never even gone. Like people have offered us tickets and stuff before, but
when we're in LA, it never works out for us. We have actual time in LA.
Because if I have extra time in LA, just guess where I go.
It's true. Hashtag truth. Because that's from Disneyland right there. That's not even Disney World. That's the old. Skitchin was a fun. That's what it's called too. Skitchin. You hang on the back of it. Man, let's see. What else we got? Amen, Nintendo guy here. I hadn't had the PlayStation. The first one, a friend just gave me one for free. I'm like, great. I didn't feel like paying $600. That's exactly right. It's amazing how much consoles and games just. Mario 3, my brother bought. It was like $90 on NES. It's crazy. My full-blown manly beard, man. I can't do the John Cooper beard, man. Like it gets like it itches after a while.
He does.
So I kind of a wimp when it comes to that. So
I don't know. I don't have a beard, but I imagine it'd be pretty hot to be on your face all the time.
Yeah.
Nope, it's not on the face. See, like growing from my face.
It's not the same thing, I guess.
It's not the same.
I feel like that's pretty accurate. That's what it is.
To a time, yes, we're gonna have to cheer on the Dolphins.
Sure, I'll be a Dolphin fan for that. I mean,
he's the best, and like you love him and his family. They're wonderful people.
They are good folks. And I got no problem with the Dolphins. You know. Are you playing a game on Switch? Absolutely, I am.
Am I? I'm playing Sims. What am I playing that on?
That's on PlayStation.
Oh, my bad.
But she's a big Sims 5
He bought the Harvest one.
Animal Crossing. It's fun, but I've been playing a ton of an older game that I played a lot on PlayStation 4, but it's DC Universe Online. And, man, that game still holds up. And I've never been a big fan of MMORPGs either. Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any favorite arcade games?
This is one of your hobbies to talk about. Mm-hmm. Is favorite old arcade games.
I love arcades. I love old classic stuff.
I like the Captain America one.
Mm-hmm. Captain America.
And I liked the cowboy one.
Sunset Riders.
Yes.
It's such a good game. It's basically Cowboy Contra because it's by Konami.
Oh, Contra. But that was Nintendo, but that was my favorite game.
But, yeah, I mean, I love the X-Men arcade game, and I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think it was called 2 on NES, but when it was the arcade, it might have been just Turtles. And WrestleFest. Oh, my gosh, that was such a good game to go to. And the Star Wars one that you sat down in back in the early 2000s, late 90s was really good, too. Marvel vs. Capcom. All of them. You know, Marvel vs. Capcom. And then, let me see. Oh, and then, what's the one?
They all do that.
Time Crisis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the time crisis
Ninja Turtles.
games.
I played Ninja Turtles.
Turtles is great. Absolutely. Turtles in Time and X-Men. Yep, those are great. Those are all good questions. I mean, those are all good arcade games. Let's see. Oh yeah, see, I want to do a show in Hawaii too. That's one of our goals, to get out there and do a show out there in Hawaii, because
I know. I tell them they don't even have to pay us; they just have to get us there.
it's all that we need. It's really just, look, I'll tell you what, you put some feelers out there. Let me know what you find, Dean. X-Men TMT Simpsons. That's the one. And it never made a good port. There was never a good port of it anywhere. Of course, they tried porting WrestleFest into the Super Nintendo games, and they just weren't that good.
You always played Indiana Jones on Nintendo.
Yeah, the Last Crusade on NES was one of the hardest but still favorite games that I love.
What are you looking at?
Oh, let's see.
There's a jukebox in a restaurant you visit. Is there a particular song you always play? As a kid, I always played Cow Patty.
Amish Paradise by Weird Al Yankovic.
Is that in there?
Yeah. As I walk through the valley, we're going to get demonetized right there. Boom, there was it.
Okay, our local jukeboxes are very, very country.
That's true.
When I was a kid, I don't even know if they still have them.
If
Waffle House has one.
tomorrow never comes.
So as a kid, I always put like Watermelon Crawl on.
Yes, if you drink, don't drive, do the Watermelon Crawl.
That's all that was in there was country music.
Yeah, the Waffle House still has one, and that sentence, that should tell you right there. Oh, the old LucasArts games, Outlaws was a fantastic little 2D shooter. That's a good game. Do you remember Outlaws? You don't remember Outlaws.
I don't.
That was I think I had it on. No, it was a CD-ROM, but we had X-Wing on floppy disk and TIE Fighter. X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, or whatever it was. There's multiples. Which brings me to the point of the PS5 X Street Fighter game is going to be great. Was it both country and Western? No, there was no Marty Robbins in it. Or what was it? Out in the West Texas town of El Paso. Dear. What state are you? I know I probably missed it. We're in Alabama. So coastal, just not quite as pretty coastal as what you've got there,
like
Dean.
The accents aren't as thick as you would hear in the northern part of the state.
Morgan County, like where you get that white sauce barbecue. Now that's the one thing we got going on here is barbecue. But listen,
I can't even understand you when you do
this. It is weird because Mobile it's hip in some ways, but it's still kind of it's country, but it's a little bit less country than definitely the areas outside of Birmingham and stuff. Yeah, we're not Huntsville as far as hip, but we're closer to that. Honestly, it's probably Huntsville less than.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Beach Boys, yeah. Oh, Carl's a big Beach Boys and Elvis fan.
I did love Elvis growing up.
I'm not going to do an Elvis impression. I know y'all were waiting for it.
I'm surprised, actually.
Really? Are you?
That you didn't do that.
All I got is...
You ain't have nothing, dude.
Because I love you too much, baby. Sorry. What is the most exotic place you traveled to?
Did I mention he's from Bayou La Battery,
That's
Alabama?
True. We got Fibrio in our water, so.
Seriously, if you go down and touch that water right now, you will get sick. If you have
it's
a
not like resin. It's not like you just dip your hand in. It's oh my god.
Your fingers are gonna rot off.
Now, if you have an open cut though, it's pretty dangerous.
No, he's gone to
El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras.
Like to do shows and stuff. So.
Yeah. I think the 3D printer just stopped. Okay, we just got it, so I was excited. El Salvador is gorgeous, though. I mean, Mad Dog McCree. Oh my gosh, that was the one that mixed the live action and stuff, right? Have you ever played a pencil and paper role-playing games? Absolutely. I love Call of Cthulhu. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Call of Cthulhu.
I think you just bought one yesterday, didn't you?
I found some of our stuff's opening up a little bit more, but the FLGS here.
Well, okay, we went across the state line and went to one in Mississippi. They opened like a long time ago.
They had a 50% sale. They had a 50% sale on their RPG books, and there was a Call of Cthulhu 3 scenario pack that was like 1 to 2 hour, and that's perfect for when I'm trying to like get the guys over and quickly. Yeah, it's your time to do an impression.
I don't have any.
Come on, I need you to do some impressions here. Let's see. Free shows. DC? Yeah, you can do the free shows there. We can see the lip beginning to curl. Thank you, I appreciate that. Definitely can't do a Billy Idol lip thing. Yeah. Oh no. Mm-mm.
His characters always die.
Not mine because I'm usually the GM or the keeper. But Aaron always is either ended up in a hammock with whiskey or dead. It's really only his only options.
Favorite local board game cafe? Sad day. We don't have one.
Yeah, we don't have a cafe here. There are a couple good shops though, but best board game cafe I've ever been to is the one in
St. Louis.
In St. Louis. Jamie Stegmeyer pointed it out to us, and I'm trying to.
I don't remember what it was called, but it was very nice.
It was good. Yeah, I wish I could think. I can find it, but I can't right now because talking to you. Hold on, I want to jump off there. Zombie Army Trilogy on the Switch. Is that good? I'm going to check that out because I'm always up for new Switch games because I mean it's.
He
Switch.
brings it with us in the airports. Well,
Yeah.
he did whenever we used to fly.
Playing
to
the
do our shows.
BioShock collection on Switch, that's fantastic. Favorite filler game? Oh man, 100%.
Blockbuster.
Oh yeah. Okay, I was gonna say something else, but that's probably my favorite because we always played movie trivia games growing up. But what's the dinosaur one with the Draftosaurus?
Dino Meeple.
Oh my gosh, I love Draftosaurus.
I like Draftosaurus too, but I feel like the scores are almost always similar.
They are, with me on top winning of all of them.
Okay.
I've never lost. Oh, I lost once just recently, and it broke my heart. Also, fruit salad, point salad.
Best board. Cool.
Or other in Hawaii? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the one I always talk about that I'm like, man, people need to get behind this one a little bit more. Anachrony is one. I know it's high up on BGG.
I love Anachrony. That's one of my favorites.
I don't hear a lot of talk about it. I always see people playing at cons. What else? Ooh, what's the game I spent the most money on? Easily.
Twilight Imperium.
TI4 was pricey, but easily I backed Ankh.
Ankh, yeah.
Yeah, I backed Ankh, so that was pricey. But I think our Mansions of Madness collection is complete. So
Okay, if you count Mansions and all of its expansions and all the...
I like that you rhyme that. Mansions and all its expansions.
Planned it.
I feel like that should be a podcast. Mansions of expansions.
Favorite filler game, Flux. I like Flux.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get a lot of people on board with it, but I like it.
I haven't played it in a long time because we had like Wizard of Oz.
Well, we
Flux.
only own the Wizard of Oz version.
Ooh, I need to check that out then, Zombie Army Trilogy. I don't know that it is with the whole like with Christian Peterson not being at Fantasy Flight anymore. Maybe they will. I would love if they added some of the exploration things that are missing from it that were in TI3. There are a couple things that I liked better about 3 that aren't in 4. Twilight Imperium. We're talking about Twilight Imperium. So, yeah, I hope they do because I would like to have up to 8 players again. But I mean, there's really no need. But it'd just be nice to have that.
Oh, Point Salad. You are making a good point over here.
Point Salad's a great game.
That might be my favorite filler game. If we even taught it to my mom.
It's so fast too, and that's what I like about
Points. Or
Harvest
salads?
Dice.
Okay,
Harvest Dice
there
is
we
another
go.
great one. Sorry. Wow. Now see, yeah, as far as Ankh, but see, I'm not as big of a Blood Rage fan. I loved Rising Sun.
That's because the people he played with, I didn't play
Kicked
this.
my boot.
And you know how Blood Rage works. Once you know how to play,
You know how to play.
and then the beginner plays, and they don't do that well.
That's
So
right.
he's still bitter.
I'm still very bitter, but I'm excited because I like Egypt and stuff like that. The Distant Sun stuff. That's kind of what I'm talking like that. And there was any of the stuff you just sit out there.
Funny that you ask this. Have you ever watched the proper version of Wizard of Oz with the CB opening? Absolutely. I have an autistic special needs brother, and that was the movie he would watch all day, every day, over and over. Like, because we only had the one TV and, the VHS tapes. So that's the version we watched.
Which is why I like Wicked so much. Just because I'm a big fan of that.
You used to own a Crimson Tide shirt, so now I'm cool.
It's
Well,
all
I
that matters.
mean, you used to be.
Yeah, savage. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Point Salad is just I'm high recommendations, and I'm not a card gamer.
Yeah, like our friend group who likes Point Salad, they like Bonanza.
Mm-hmm.
What's that other one we play a lot? Six
Nymphs.
Nymphs. But Point Salad, I think, has been the one that has been the go-to lately versus those.
Yeah, I really love it. It's because that choice of do I want to get I really need this
Oh,
carrot.
another one like that we play, a filler game, The Mind.
Yeah, the mine's fun, especially when you play it correctly.
Yeah, we played it incorrectly for a long time.
You don't quit when you lose a life. You keep going.
Yeah, we thought we lost every time for a long time.
We did not lose. We did not lose.
Oh my goodness. Are you in my head right now, Kabuki Kid? I just had this argument because, Gone with the Wind's been in the news lately, and I have always maintained that Wizard of Oz is the better movie anyway.
It's a great movie.
And it should have won Best Picture that year. There's a great documentary special features on one of the VHSs we had that talks about it, and it really should have won.
Time out. Was it on the special features of Wizard of Oz?
It was.
I think that might be called a conflict of interest. I'm just saying.
But it really was better. I mean, Buddy Epson got sick. Like, he was so dedicated.
Allegedly got sick.
He absolutely did.
And that's an alleged ostrich in the back. Yeah, cauliflower.
Yes, I agree. That's probably it.
It does. Well, here, actually, this is an interesting question, and we'll get a couple more questions in here. But Jeremy, I would like to point this out. The downside is my expectations are very high for shuffles, but not all cards are cut with the edges nicely finished like playing cards are. So when I try to Pharaoh the cards to get a better, more thorough shuffle,
he always judges me when I shuffle.
So when you're trying to Pharaoh them and they will not
because I can't do a perfect Pharaoh with a deck of cards, so he always corrects me when I'm shuffling a game deck of cards.
And so if you grab bigger cards that are too big and the stock's thicker, you'll get clumps of 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So it's not really shuffling, especially if you're playing Lost Cities and here's my 4 purples and my 7 purples in a row, and it's like, okay.
But our friend group that we might mainly play with, they don't let him shuffle. He cheats.
Not in board games, but in playing poker.
Like, you're playing cards, legit cards, he will cheat just because he can.
Yeah, but here's the deal. They'll call me out, and they don't know that I'm cheating. They just think I am. I think if you're going to call me out for cheating, you have to know that I'm cheating, not suspect that I'm cheating because I can. I think that's not fair. So, there you go. Well, I think we can end it on this one right here. The Dice Odyssey asks, is Die Hard a proper Christmas movie?
I'm going to be honest, curious. I have never seen Die Hard.
Her favorite part of Die Hard is where...
they die hard.
It's where it goes... Hold on, I'm trying to make a... I'll see you in my class, Mr. Potter.
I love Severus Snape, and people who don't like him...
Don't get in my way, Potter. Sorry, he didn't say. I can't find a line in my head.
No,
it's not coming
you're
up.
Just making it up.
I need a good line. I can't think of anything. So anyway, I'm gonna get the.
But Elf is a very good Christmas movie. In fact, the first movie we ever saw together was Elf.
First date.
Our first date.
We went to Homecoming first. You remember?
Because in high school you did that.
Yeah.
But so Elf's probably my favorite Christmas movie. I know that wasn't the direct question.
No, but I like how you did like a political debate. I'm going to answer that question by answering what I want to answer. Before I answer that question, let me tell you about my economic policy. That's true. I agree with that, Timon. Thank y'all. Thanks for letting us come hang out with y'all and just enjoy this little time of just a break from fun.
That's true.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, I'm still catching up.
So, Drake says it. Oh, man. Alan Rickman was so great. Doesn't make it. That's true. I agree with that.
I agree with that.
My point, too. And then...
and I would love to pipe in, Alan Rickman is the best part of all the Harry Potter movies, except... Who am I going to say? Maggie Smith.
Dame Maggie Smith.
Thank you.
Of course, that's what I would said as well. I like it when she tells Lady Mary what's up. That's what she does, right?
Different series, but yeah.
Same role. Let's be honest with you. So, thank you guys for letting us come hang out with y'all. Y'all have been so much fun. Make sure to check out all the stuff coming this week from the Dice Tower. Lots of great reviews, lots of board game breakfast and all that sort of stuff, and we'll have some reviews up as well. I'll have some. She might join me or not. I don't know. So. Thanks for letting us hang out with y'all. We'll see you soon.
Bye, y'all.